been listening to some stories from some veterans on YouTube too, and it's just and I've listened to stories that my nephew has told me,
Mhm.
and I just think that if people realized how vicious war is, would they stop?
No,
Was that a no or
no,
a yes?
no, it was a no.
And why is that?
Because they believe there's not enough and they have to fight for scarce resources. It's survival. It's the dynamic of the survival of the fittest believes that there's not enough on your world. So you have to constantly be competing with each other so that you have something when someone else is not going to, because there's not enough to go around. You know, the dynamic of of war is that, do you believe that all human life is sacred? Do you think humanity believes that human life is sacred? Evidence would say not a chance. You know, right now you're dancing, the people in your world are dancing with nuclear war. They're dancing with it. It's not going to happen, but why? Because there are energies that live off your fear. And if you really want to know the truth, you're producing food. Every time you're in those dynamics of fear, Tracy.
Is that the loosh you taught us, SOTU?
Yes,
Loosh?
that's Loosh. Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. Thank you for bringing that up again.
Well, I have a hard time thinking about how much I've contributed. I mean, you know what I've been through in this lifetime, SOTU,
But
and
you're
I
not,
think
hold on, but you're not contributing anymore.
I was just going to say that I recently started to grapple with that, and then I realized, you know what? If I go into guilt, that's just another bullshit thing. And so I
Exactly.
was like, I just have to let it go.
That's right. That's that whole dynamic of forgiveness of self.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely, Natalie. Absolutely right.
So they're
100.
really entities that like literally feed off.
Yes.
That's so fucked up and weird.
Everybody's got to eat.
Just funny how
Even
you said
you.
that.
Don't you think that cereal that you ate this morning thought it was really fucked up as it was being consumed?
I didn't eat cereal, huh?
Well, it was something white. We saw
Oh,
it.
you saw, oh, it was eggs. It was eggs.
All right, all right. Well, don't you think that chicken that you absorbed into your body? Well,
Well, I try.
but again, how can you come to peace with the dynamic of reality where everything must die so that
I know.
another energy can live?
Believe me, I've thought about this so many times. Don't get me started. It really bothers me. One year I it like hit me that we exist on this plane where, as you said, we all have to consume something that has to die for us. And it's like the paradigm of sacrifice. It's the whole fucking paradigm. It's like something has to sacrifice itself so that I can live. And it really bothered me.
But you have heard the dynamic that we have talked about people that incarnate as a food source. Energies that incarnate as a food source. That's the greatest gift that you can give another energy, is to be able to incarnate, to be able to provide a food source. And it's also the quickest way to step up your consciousness.
Really?
Because when you are consumed by another being, your essence becomes a part of theirs.
That's fascinating. I had forgot. Thank you for bringing that up again because I had forgotten that. That's really interesting.
Well, you see, that's why we keep reminding you all of some of the basics. You come back around, you forget these things, and then all of a sudden you realize it, and all of a sudden the whole big energy of things falls into place.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. All right.
Thank you.
There's an interesting correlation, maybe, between what John is talking about as far as ending war, which produces all sorts of fear and therefore a food source, and the ending of war by creating enough for everybody, seeing that there's enough, which is starts with food, and where Natalie's coming from, which really ultimately comes down to how we treat our food. But we're moving, I don't think
That's exactly right.
we're moving a choice of how we're going to be with that whole food dynamic, whether our emotion is the
Exactly right.
food or
Are you gonna deal with food as a sacred source, a sacred transference of energy, a
Yeah.
transference of consciousness?
Like I always take the time to whatever you choose to call it, a prayer or meditation, a moment of gratitude. I always choose to do that before I eat.
Just a little shot of gratitude.
Hmm.
That's all it takes. Just a little shot of gratitude.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.